Pats Nation, I got to start this off, not even by doing my regular intro, because StreamYard was acting up, and I don't know what's going on. Y'all said that you saw a camera for a minute, but we didn't go live. I, logged out, logged back in, tried 5 different Chrome tabs, and it just said error. It wouldn't let me go live. So whatever you guys saw, that wasn't me. But you know what, guys? Please let me know in the comments right now if you can see me, if you can hear me, if we're live, if we're going good, because StreamYard, it's been acting up. It acted up for Roundtable Sports last night. It's acting up for me now. I don't know what's going on, but they're getting a strongly worded letter because I'm not paying money every single month for this crap. But, guys, if I see Elliot Wolf, dog, if I see Elliot Wolf, bro, it is on site. It is on site. If I see Elliot Wolf, bro, what am I supposed to do with this? This was the last jersey. This was the last jersey I had to wear of a relevant Patriots player currently on the roster. I'm sick of wearing a Tom Brady jersey, and every single time I go out into public, everybody being like, you know, he's not on the team anymore, right? Like, dude, yeah, I do this for a living. I know he's not on the freaking team anymore. So thank you, Elliot Wolf. If you would like to go ahead and buy me a jersey of someone that you would like to keep around the team, I'm all for it. But I don't know what you want. Are you gonna recompensate me at this point? Because this is wild, bro. This is wild. I get a Mac Jones jersey in 2021. I get a Judon jersey in 2021, and within a couple of years, y'all get rid of both of those players in the first offseason that Elliot Wolf is here. It's absolutely insane. You know the disappointing part too, guys? The disappointing part is the fact that literally in 2021, when the Patriots signed Matthew Judon to a 4-year deal, I literally said to myself, I said, we are going to get 3 years of Matthew Judon before they ship him off in his final year because they don't want to pay him. That's exactly what they're going to do. And you know what happened? Exactly that. Literally, exactly that. And the fact that Belichick's not even here anymore, and it's new coach, new front office, and it still happened is absolutely bizarre. But you know what? Real quick, let's just get into the official report so you guys know that this is real. I'm not making this up. This is from Ian Rappaport. Ian Rappaport. I think Jordan Schultz actually had this first, but everybody likes Ian Rappaport, so we're going to give him some of the credit here also. Ian Rappaport reporting, the Patriots had extensive talks with Matthew Judon, talks that never resolved the situation. Instead, he heads to Atlanta for a 2025 third-round pick. The Patriots, of course, are trading star pass rusher Matthew Judon to the Atlanta Falcons. I saw this coming. I saw this coming, and I don't know if I said it here on YouTube on Patriots Global, but 2 days ago, on Monday, I was on Bleacher Report after news broke that the Patriots were quietly shopping Matthew Judon. Bleacher Report hit me up and they said, hey, can you quickly go on and just talk about a few teams that make sense? The Falcons were like my first or second team that I talked about. The Patriots have had these connections back to the Falcons for several years now. For one, they're in the NFC. So if they do make trades, whether it's a Falcons player coming to the Patriots or a Patriots player going to the Falcons, neither of those teams have to worry about that team being of high competition or a threat level to them because it's in a different conference. The Patriots shipping Matthew Judon from the AFC all the way to the NFC. Whenever the Patriots get to the postseason, they won't have to worry about Matthew Judon standing in the way of them getting to a potential Super Bowl. That's why I'm sure the Falcons were one of the top destinations for him. Obviously, a few years ago, too, I believe like 2 years ago at this point, the Patriots shipped off Jonnu Smith to the Atlanta Falcons. There was another player that the Patriots shipped off to the Falcons at one point, too. So, you know, like we said, clearly there is a connection between those front offices doing business together. Now, Patriots getting a third-round pick. First and foremost, I've heard good things about this. I've heard bad things about this. Guys, I want to know your thoughts in the live chat right now. What do you think about the Patriots getting a third-round draft pick for Judon? Look, he's 31. He's literally going to be 32 tomorrow, okay? Next off, Elliot Wolf, dude. For you being on camera, you know, acting like this sweet, smiling little guy that's kind of quiet, you're kind of evil. All right, you're kind of an evil guy. You know, I mean, this entire offseason, you are extending everybody under the sun, including Devon Godchaux, who's what, 29, 30 years old, and did not deserve, one, more money, or two, a contract extension. but you still gave him one before Matthew Judon. You gave everybody contract extensions before Matthew Judon. And then you ship off Matthew Judon, who said earlier this offseason he wants to retire a New England Patriot. Matthew Judon made his own contract to give to you to try to further negotiation talks. And a day before his birthday, you say, you know what? F you, Judon. You know what we're going to make you do on your birthday? We're going to make you pack boxes and spend half of your day on a plane. I mean, Elliott Wolf, pure evil, man. Pure evil. But for me, in terms of the third round pick that the New England Patriots are getting, I said when all of this drama was going on with Matthew Judon, right? Like when the New England Patriots were kind of having these issues with Judon and extending everybody under the sun. And then Judon shows up to Patriots practice, not participating. He starts holding in. He misses the next day of practice. I said, look, there is a good chance he gets traded. If I'm the Patriots, I am not picking up the phone for anything less than a third round pick. Why? Because realistically, the Patriots could go into the offseason at the end of 2024 and get a third round comp pick back for Matthew Judon. Matthew Judon is a top 10 edge rusher in the NFL. Hands down, it's not close. It's not a debate. They could get a third round comp pick for him when he goes and signs a massive contract with whatever team that ends up being at the end of 2024. So if you get a fourth round pick or a fifth round pick, it doesn't really make sense because you're more than likely going to get a better pick as a comp pick at the end of the season anyway. So I said, look, do I think that the Patriots should get more for Matthew Judon than a third because his production showcases more than just being a third round pick? Yes, 100%. But unfortunately, the Patriots don't necessarily have everything going for them, right? I mean, look, Matthew Judon at the end of the day, he's 31. He's literally going to be 32 years old tomorrow. He's coming off of a complete bicep injury. He has 1 year left on his deal. Yes, pass rushers are very valuable. I feel like pure pass rushers, like some of the best pass rushers in the league, those guys very, very rarely, I feel like, are available for trade. Now, I say that, and ironically, Brian Burns gets traded this offseason, Matthew Judon gets traded this offseason, but those guys usually don't get traded because they're so valuable, right? It's kind of like offensive tackles. There's not enough top-tier pass rushers in this league because one of the best ways to play against teams like the Bengals, the Bills, the Chiefs, these top-tier offenses that are constantly in the playoffs, constantly going to the Super Bowl, constantly winning Super Bowls, the best way to combat that is by getting pressure on the opposing quarterback. Force them into making mistakes. Force them into making a decision as soon as they get the ball, as soon as the ball is snapped, right? And so that's why I feel like, look, if maybe the circumstances were a little better, maybe if Matthew Judon just wasn't coming off of a season-ending injury, maybe they could have had more interest from teams league-wide and maybe could have gotten a second-round pick. But at the end of the day, they were able to acquire a third-round pick, and I'll take it. It hurts. It hurts me, and I sat there in shock. I was literally at the gym. A half hour away, getting in my workout before the AFC East roundtable, and then they trade Matthew Judon. We knew that all signs were pointing to this, but it doesn't make it sting any less. The best way that I can kind of compare the situation with Judon is like, let's say you're dating somebody for a couple of years. You are in love with this person. And then randomly, one day, they just go, I think I need some space. My career is taking off. I just need to focus on my career. You understand where they're coming from. You understand that it needed to happen. It don't make it sting any less. This is the exact situation. We understand why Judon had to go. We understand that Matthew Judon is not going to be a part of the New England Patriots when they start contending. But he was the face of the franchise. He is the best player on the New England Patriots. He is the best player on that defense. Matthew Judon is a difference maker. And the Patriots shipped that guy off. For a team that, believe it or not, and this is, I know it's crazy to hear me say, the Patriots do still want to be competitive. this upcoming season. They don't want to start the Gerard Mayo era on a bad note. They don't want to start off as a 3-4 win team. They want to at least be improved from what we saw last year. I don't see how you are any better by trading one of your best players. In fact, let me look this up real quick because I want to see. Oh my God, it's still there. There's no freaking way. Look at this. I gotta share this with you guys real quick. Hold up. If you don't, and a lot of people have gotten upset with me in the past when I said that Matthew Judon was literally the face of the franchise currently. Who else is the face of the franchise? Guys, it's not Drake May. Drake May is not the face of the franchise until he proves he is the face of the franchise, till he actually consistently starts. Right now, Drake May isn't even projected to be the New England Patriots Week 1 starter. He's not the face of the franchise right now. Who's the face of the franchise? The guy that the Patriots literally plaster as the main face everywhere. Who's the face of the franchise right now? I would say probably like David Andrews. David Andrews, their center, is the face of the franchise. That probably says a lot about where this team is when you're center. And I love David Andrews. But when your center is the face of your franchise, we got a little bit of a problem. But literally look at Matthew Judon, literally on the New England Patriots website. Clear cut face of the franchise. And now he's gone. Let me tell you, on my way home today, guys, on my way home from the gym when this was happening, no music, nothing playing, just me thinking about how I was going to start this live stream, how I was going to talk. And I got a little depressed because y'all know those dog commercials, it's like, adopt a pet, it's like in the arms of an angel, all that. Instead of the puppies, it was Matthew Judon. It was highlights of Matthew Judon. It was literally slow motion Matthew Judon doing this in black and white with that song in the background. That's what kept going through my mind, man. I was so depressed because not only is Matthew Judon the best player on this team, not only is he your best pass rusher, not only is he the most iconic player on your team, but he's also a leader. He's a captain for your defense. He's the captain of your team. And he's out there every single game day. Even when he got injured last year, traveling with the team before every single game day, out there during training camp, even this offseason when he was unhappy with his contract, passing with the fans, playing catch with the fans. No other New England Patriots player has done that. In fact, who are the two players that I feel like Pats Nation loves the most? Who are the two players that in the post-Tom Brady era, Patriots fans have connected with the most? Matthew Judon, traded. And I would say, at least in my opinion, Kendrick Bourne. Like I said, Judon just traded. Kendrick Bourne, literally a week ago, they had in trade discussions with the San Francisco 49ers for Brandon Ayuk. What are we doing, dude? Look, I understand it's football at the end of the day. They're going to look at this from a football standpoint, which they need to, which they should. It's the right thing to do over what the fans want. But what the fans want, who the fans connect with, is also important. And sometimes those players, despite how much of an impact they may or may not have on the team, you just have to keep those guys around. And you know what? Judon had an impact on the team and was loved by the fans. Kendrick Bourne has an impact on the team and is loved by the fans. Why are we getting rid of the guys that, again, are fan favorites? You got to get seats. You got to get people in these seats this upcoming season. And right now, I don't know how the Patriots are going to get people to come to these games. But I want to get into a couple of these donations from you guys. Armando, back at it again. You killed it in our last live stream. $5 donation. You said, I heard Judon got traded and I can hear and see you. Perfect, Armando. I'm glad that you can hear me. I'm glad that you can see me. I really hope that it says we've been live for 15 minutes. I hope that we haven't actually been live for 20 and like the first 5 minutes is some weird camera angle. It says we weren't live, so I really hope we weren't. But shout out to you, Armando, for the donation. Really, really helps out the channel and supports us. My boy Neil Ray also coming in with the $5 donation. You guys are killing it with these $5 donations. I'm loving it. My boy Neil, you said, we stole a third rounder, bro, for an old guy coming off an injury. It hurts. Everyone got paid besides him. It's sad on his birthday time frame, too. It's a cold business. It is. It's a cold business, but that's the NFL, and we understand that. And it just sucks because Matthew Judon, like, he doesn't deserve this. He doesn't. I mean, Matthew Judon has always been such a class act. And look, I understand that he started to hold in and it started to become a big drama fiasco over like the last week or two. But at the same time, as Patriots fans, we can all probably agree that Matthew Judon was being done dirty. I mean, he has zero guaranteed money currently on his contract. And what do the Patriots do? Instead of revising his contract, giving him an extension, they say, we're going to extend Ramondre Stevenson. We're going to extend Jelani Tavai. We're going to extend Jabril Peppers. We're going to extend Devon Godchow, who is 29, like I said earlier, 29, 30 years old and definitely doesn't deserve one. Like, you could see where you would feel disrespected while everybody gets paid under the sun. The Patriots still have like 40 some $1 million in cap space, and they rather sit on that money than pay one of their best players. And the thing too is, like, it's not like Matthew Judon sucks. It's not like he's fallen off. I understand it's just training camp. I understand the Patriots O-line sucks, but Matthew Judon has been the best player on this Patriots defense and probably has been the most consistent player throughout the offseason so far. Every single day in training camp, he's been averaging at least 1 sack per practice. He had that pick 6 earlier on in training camp also. He's showing that he is still as dominant as ever, that he still has it in the tank, but yet this team is still saying, we need to ship you off. Let's continue to get into these donations, guys, because you are killing it. And let me tell you, we're going to need it. We are going to need the donations this upcoming season because, look, I had some faith still left in this team. But now that we got rid of Judon, I don't have too much faith in this team. Like, we very well might just be a 4 or 5 win team max. And that is it after this, after trading your star defensive player. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of Patriots fans who don't watch this upcoming season, which is going to take maybe a little hit on the channel, which, guys, hate the Patriots. Please don't leave the channel. We got to pay the bills, okay? So your guys' donations truly do mean the world, and it supports the channel tremendously. Like, you guys have no idea. So I really appreciate everybody donating right now. Real quick back here to you, Neil. I wouldn't necessarily say that the Patriots stole a 3rd-round draft pick. I want to know your guys' thoughts. Who do you think won this trade? Was it the Patriots? Was it the Falcons? Look, if Judon goes to the Falcons and he finishes with like 9, 10 sacks, then okay. Patriots, I guess you can say won. But if he puts up 12, 15 plus sacks, I would say for a 3rd-round pick, the Atlanta Falcons won. But again, the Patriots, they're able to get what I would have to see. Would that be a top 100 pick? Because look, I think the Falcons are going to be a playoff team this year. I think that they're going to be a dark horse playoff team in the NFC. You look at it last year, they were a quarterback away from making it. They only added pieces this offseason. They add Kirk Cousins to significantly upgrade their quarterback position. They add to their pass rush, which was much needed. I mean, Matthew Judon, Grady Jarrett, both on the defensive line. Like, the Atlanta Falcons should be a playoff team. So this 3rd-round pick is going to be somewhere in the 20s. Like, this could be like 21. It'd be probably more like somewhere between like 24 to 32, depending on how far they go. So this is going to be a later 3rd-round pick. So, I mean, keep that in mind. Moving on here to Jubba, your $2 donation. Really appreciate you. You said, going to be tough to win games with this O-line, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, and the problem is, too, is that the Patriots want to win games this upcoming season, kind of similarly to how Belichick wanted to win games last year. And I know people are going to hear that and freak out. Let's just calm down. It's a different front office. It's a different head coach. They're going to still do things different. But while Drake May's developing, while they're still trying to develop these young players and just rebuild this freaking franchise from the bottom up because of how Belichick left it due to how terrible he was as a general manager throughout the back end of his career here in New England in his final years, the Patriots are going to want to win games by not asking their quarterbacks to do much, by consistently and efficiently running the ball, and having a dominant defense that kind of holds opponents to like 10 points or less, ideally. Again, very similar to what the Patriots tried to do last year. Defense will keep them in games, consistently run the ball to have some efficiency on your offense and control the clock and just take as much out of the hands of your quarterback. I don't know how the Patriots are going to do that without their best pass rusher. And look, they're still going to be a good defense. They're still dominant. I thought the Patriots could be a top 5 defense this upcoming season. With Judon gone, I don't see how they're going to be a top 5. Ooh, I think we're having a little bit of camera troubles here. Let's switch this real quick. There we go. Without Judon and really what's going to be a big hit on their pass rush, I don't see how the Patriots are going to be a top 5 defense. I still think the potential to be top 10, 100% is still there. Top 5, I mean, you're asking several players to break out. I mean, the Patriots are losing really their 2 best pass rushers. And well, I would say their most efficient pass rushers, because believe it or not, Dietrich Wise has actually led the Patriots in quarterback pressures since 2022. Not Judon, not Barmore, but Judon, obviously gone now. Christian Barmore, he's going to be gone for at least the start of the season. Still could return the season. He's not on the PUP. He's not on IR, which I feel like should be a good sign. But at the end of the day, it's blood clots. You never know. He could end up being out the entire season with a lack of pass rush and kind of question marks still with this cornerback room. I don't know. I'd be surprised if this defense somehow finishes top 5. Mr. Automotive coming in with one heck of a donation, $20 donation. Shout out to you, my man. That's a wild. So I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you for all your support. You said coach was trying to copy off of Bill Belichick, and only Bill Belichick makes trades like that. I mean, yeah, Elliott Wolf kind of pulling a little bit of a Bill Belichick here and letting us all down. Dude, I had faith too, and I think that's what sucks. I think what sucks is, as Patriots fans, we had so much faith that based off of how Elliott Wolf was going about this entire situation this offseason, not just with Judon, but with players in general, was that Matthew Judon was going to get extended, because they were extending players that have taken care of the team throughout the years. Basically, if you have done your job, you have produced for the team, then Elliott Wolf was going to give you an extension. Again, Christian Barmore, Kendrick Bourne, Jelani Tavai, Ramondre Stevenson, all of these core players, Hunter Henry, all of these players that have been a significant piece who have done their jobs, all getting extended. And we said, well, the best player that needs an extension or a revised contract is Judon. So based off of what they're doing, Judon should get paid. And then they end up not doing it and kind of just shipping him off there. Again, one thing we also have to keep in mind about the whole comp situation is the Patriots are expected to have like the second most cap space, because they made a lot of extensions. They were supposed to have the most cap space, but with all the extensions they made this offseason, they are supposed to be second in cap space in the NFL next offseason. So they're probably going to spend a lot of money. They weren't going to be guaranteed that third round comp pick, because the thing about comp picks is it can offset itself. So yes, if Matthew Judon would have went out at the end of the season, signed somewhere in free agency, and signed a massive contract, the Patriots could have been projected to get a third round draft pick. But let's say that they go ahead and they sign, I don't know, T. Higgins to a massive 4-year deal. That kind of offsets itself to where they wouldn't get the third round pick. Trading Judon for a guaranteed third round pick to the Falcons, no matter what they do in free agency, will guarantee the fact that they now have a third round pick. We also know that the Patriots want to build this team up through the draft, right? Bring in your guys young through the draft, develop them over time. That's how Elliott Wolf wants to do things. That's how his dad did things with the Packers. That's how he's going to look to do things here with the New England Patriots. So it makes sense that they want to add some extra high-end draft capital. But again, Mr. Automotive, shout out to you, brother, for that $20 donation. Seriously, helps out the channel significantly. Reggie P here with a $10 donation says, isn't it crazy that the best player on our team is only worth a third round pick? Yeah, dude, the NFL, dude. The NFL is a rough place. But again, what leverage did the Patriots have? That's what you also have to keep in mind. Because again, Judon, final year of his contract. About to be 32 tomorrow. Coming off a season-ending injury. All three of these things, no one's going to give you a first. No one's probably going to give you a second. Like, he would have to put up 20 sacks last season in order to be in the conversation for like a second round pick, despite his age and injury problems. Unfortunately, like I said, though, what leverage did New England have, right? They knew, our teams, I should say, knew that the Patriots weren't going to pay Judon. They were far off from a contract. They knew that Judon was not happy with the Patriots. They knew that the Patriots didn't really view Judon as a piece to their team when they're going to start being competitive and back into contention. So they were kind of forced to trade Judon, if you think about it. And that kind of gave opposing teams who wanted Judon a little bit more leverage. But I mean, yeah, name one player on the Patriots that could get more than a third round pick. I would probably say Christian Barmore. I think Christian Barmore could get like a second round pick. Not saying trade him, but like realistically, Christian Barmore could probably get like a second round pick. Other than that, trying to think about it, like maybe Gonzo, maybe could get a second rounder. But other than that, like, yeah, there's not too many people on this roster right now that you could say could get much higher than what we got for Judon. But moving on here, Antoine here with a $5 donation. Really appreciate you. You said everyone is going to be sad when we have the first overall pick in 2025 and have to draft a tackle. Shaking my head. I don't think they're going to have the first overall pick. I don't think the Patriots, despite what everybody's thinking, what everybody's saying, I don't think that they're going to be the worst team in the National Football League this year. But yeah, they're more likely than not, unless they really shock us, unless Drake May, the rookie wide receivers, really come out shining and the Patriots just absolutely hit on every single pick in this draft. Unless that happens, the Patriots are probably going to have a top 5 pick in this upcoming draft. Definitely a top 10 pick guaranteed. What I think that they're going to do is they're not going to stand pat. They're obviously not going to draft a quarterback. I don't think that they'll end up drafting a wide receiver. I think if anything, they'll trade for a number 1 wide receiver. I think they're going to want to draft an offensive tackle in the first round. Do they want to draft a tackle in the top 5 though? Probably not. This is a pretty good offensive tackle class, especially in the first round. It's supposed to be better than it actually was this past year in 2024. Like the 2025 draft class is supposed to be stacked with offensive tackles, especially in the first round. I could see the Patriots saying, we have a lot of holes to fill. Again, we want to ideally draft players and develop them, and that's how we're going to be successful throughout time, kind of like even the Packers have done over the last few years, even with Jordan Love and how they've become so successful and their team is so young. I could see them trading down, picking up extra draft capital, maybe picking up an extra first, and then depending on how far they trade down, selecting an offensive tackle. But yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, though, if the Patriots have to suck this year to really hit the ground running in 2025, have a franchise tackle, have a franchise potential quarterback, and that's how they get the ground running, then that's what it's going to take. I know it sucks, but at the end of the day, we've been good for so long. We every single year put every asset we had into winning Super Bowls. At some point, it's going to catch up to you, and you're going to have a couple of bad seasons to kind of reset yourself. My boy Neil Ray back at it with a $2 donation saying, going to open StreamYard, ? Yeah, max 5 wins, bro. In terms of letting anybody on, so today we're not going to be letting any Patreon members on. I'm supposed to be on the AFC East Roundtable right now. They started literally 37 minutes ago, so I'm going to have to hop off of here pretty soon in order to go ahead and still kind of do my job over on the AFC East Roundtable. So after I log off here, go to the AFC East Roundtable and watch me continue to be live with the rest of the guys and kind of break down my thoughts on Judon and some other kind of topics that we have going on there. But yeah, I was hoping to have Patreon members on. Unfortunately, StreamYard bugging out today, just like it was a couple of days ago. So that kind of prevented that from happening. Real quick, though, guys, I have to give a massive shout out to the sponsors of this video over at Aura, guys. The best way to support the channel right now is by signing up for Aura right now. It literally goes a massive way at supporting the channel because I actually make a commission when you guys sign up for Aura, and it actually costs you nothing to sign up. You guys are getting a free 14-day free trial. So if you're like Patriots Global, I know you're depressed. Patriots Global, I know we're going to suck this season. Let me give you something to look forward to. I'm going to sign up for your free 14-day trial over at Aura. Support the channel. I'm going to drop that link. And by the way, keep your friends, keep yourself, keep your family safe from the threats online over at Aura. A lot of benefits. Go ahead and hear them out. Hey guys, sorry to cut the video real quick, but I had a very important question that I had to ask you. And that is, have you ever Googled yourself, or maybe a friend, or maybe a family member Googled themselves and saw their private information being used? Maybe like their name, their phone number, their social security number, their address, maybe their credit card information? God knows I have. And the only reason that I was able to find that and take care of it was because of today's sponsor over at Aura. So what Aura is an identity protection service. And what they do is they go ahead for you so you don't got to do the hard work, and they scour the internet for any of your information being used illegally that you didn't want them to use. The other great part is that they'll monitor your credit. They'll see if your phone number is being used to robocallers, which if you don't know what those guys are, they're essentially the ones that call you about 5 times a day. Because little do you know, these data brokers are actually trying to sell your information to robocallers, to spammers who are trying to find out your own personal information, such as where you live. So what Aura will do is they'll essentially send you an email or notification saying that, hey, Someone's trying to use your phone number. Someone's trying to access this information about you. Do you want us to delete it from the web? Fortunately, in today's society, a lot of threats that we all face on a day-to-day basis come online. And unfortunately, the scary part is that we can't always see it. Aura's going to come in, protect you, protect your family from threats that we can't see and we don't even know are coming. So hey, look, you guys can go right ahead and let people exploit your own private information, or you can go to the link in the description box below and pinned in the comment section below to go ahead and sign up for your 14-day free trial over at Aura. Guys, go ahead and check them out. I do have that pinned in the chat for you guys if you do really want to support the channel, or you're just like, hey, I actually want to remove any of my information that's out on the dark web, which would be a smart idea too. Free for you guys. Don't have to pay anything. 14-day trial. Go ahead and check it out. But I want to get into a couple more of your guys' kind of comments before we continue on and kind of log off here. But real quick, my boy Ashton coming in saying, guys, hit the like button. Yes, guys, please hit the like. It really does go ahead and support the channel out significantly. We have about 48 likes right now. 87 of you guys watching on YouTube. So please, 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 takes you less than a second. Hit that thumbs up button because it really helps push this video and push the channel out into the YouTube algorithm. The more comments, the more subscribers, the more likes we get on the videos, the more that YouTube is like, oh, maybe this channel is actually worth showing more people. So please support your boy and hit that like button. But one more thing that I do want to get out. One more thing that I do want to kind of get into is what happens to the Patriots. Scroll down here. What happens to the Patriots cap number here for trading Judon rather? Let me share my screen real quick. There we go. So hopefully you guys can see this. So by trading Matthew Judon, maybe I can go full screen, make this better for you guys. So by trading Matthew Judon, the Patriots are freeing up some money, but they're also taking on some dead money. So they'll take on, this is a post-June 1st trade, so they are taking on about $7.9 million in dead money. They'll take on about $2.3 million in dead money in 2025, but they'll free up about $6.7 million for this year. With that being said, in fact, let me see if I can get the Patriots' current cap number while I'm at it to give you a rough estimate on how much money the Patriots have. So it looks like with this move of Matthew Judon, the Patriots should be back to having about $50 million in cap space. Now, look, is Elliott Wolf gearing up for a big move with all this money? I don't know. Probably not at this point. I mean, I don't know what player would want to come here. I mean, this team tried to trade for Brandon Ayuk the other week. They literally were going to make him tied for the second highest paid wide receiver with a four-year deal worth $32 million a year. And he said, yeah, I ain't going there. I ain't going to no trash team. So yes, they have the draft capital. Yeah, they have the money this year and next year. But I don't know what big blue chip player this team would trade for right now that one is available, but two would not veto the trade to make sure that they don't have to come to New England. So look, Elliott Wolf, if you're watching, bro, you got me on the down slope right now. I'm pretty pissed off at you. I'm not very happy. But if you want to make me happy, you want me to forget about this whole Matthew Judon situation and the fact that I ain't gonna be seeing this no more. My last memory of Matthew Judon is him getting injured in a live game. Then go ahead and make a big splash move that we can all talk about and feel a little bit more confident in this team moving forward. But guys, too, I also have linked in the description box below from Fanatics a couple of products. If you're like, hey, Matthew Judon's gone, I have no products or no jerseys left from any active players, consider getting a Drake May jersey. Or if you're like, Matthew Judon's officially gone, I never got a jersey, he's my favorite player. Right now, you guys can actually get a discounted Matthew Judon jersey from Fanatics. It's as discounted as it's ever going to get. You know it's from Fanatics, so you know it's a complete, legit source. I just make a small commission off of it when you guys do buy those products linked below. So basically what it means is it doesn't cost you any more. It just means that if a jersey is $100, instead of Fanatics making all of that $100, they have to give some of it to me. So forget these big corporations. Help out the small guys here. And if you get products, get them from the little products below in the description box. But DTN makes a good point here because over the last week, really, there's been rumors about Hassan Reddick and the Jets and then Matthew Judon and the New England Patriots. And Matthew Judon obviously gone. Hassan Reddick requested trade with the Jets. He's not going to go anywhere. Reddick is going to stay because the Jets truthfully just aren't going to trade him after they just made that trade a few months ago to acquire him. Will he play for the Jets this season? That's the biggest question. That because he could hold out. Right now, the Jets, Reddick, they're both being stubborn. The question is just going to be, yeah, he'll be a Jet, but is he actually going to play for them? We're good. We have high picks next year and high cap. Yeah, I mean, look, the Patriots are going to need all the money in the world just because they're going to have to pay players extra money just to get them here. Days of getting reasonable contracts or players taking discounts is kind of out the door right now until the Patriots get back into contention. Honestly, they need to hit on Drake May. That's my biggest thing is I want to know that they hit on Drake May. And if we leave the 2024 season knowing that the Patriots did hit on Drake May, that is the biggest possible W that the Patriots could have taken in this upcoming season. Because if teams realize that the Patriots at least hit on the quarterback position, the most important position in sports, despite being in a rebuild, despite trying to get better and this being a process, players will come here because they know that they hit on the most important position that a lot of teams have failed to do. What pass rush am I currently keeping an eye on in college football? Right now, I mean, I haven't really done my research too much on a lot of these prospects. Honestly, I really thought maybe this is dumb. I really thought that they were going to figure something out with Judon, so I wasn't really doing too much research high in the draft on these edge rushers. But yeah, after this one, we are in the discussion on edge rusher being even a possibility in the first round. So stock up on Dietrich Wise and Keon White this upcoming season. But guys, we are going to log off for the day. We've been live for about 37 minutes. Just wanted to come on, give my thoughts, give my reaction on this whole Judon situation. Make sure you guys continue to talk in the chat. Leave your thoughts on this entire situation. I got to head on over to the AFC East Roundtable to do our live over there. They've been live for what? 47 minutes. So literally what I'll be on there for like 15 minutes. But go ahead and check us out over there. Leave a big like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. We'll obviously have a lot more Patriots related content coming out. Preseason game tomorrow. So still stuff you guys can look forward to. Appreciate you guys for riding with me despite all of the ups and downs for this team, all of the question marks, all of the disappointment. Guys, real fans will stick around. The New England Patriots will be back. I promise you. It sucks right now, but it's a rebuild. Rebuilds are going to suck. Players you love are going to go. But you know what? You have to go through the struggle in order to get over the hill and kind of see the bright side. So just stay with me, stay with the Patriots. This is our team. We'll ride with them and we'll be back, guys. I appreciate you for watching. And of course, most importantly, go Pats.